YTBC, what's the deal? So I was on an IFL TV video. Shouts out to IFL TV, all the great work that they do. I was on one of their videos today, and I seen a interview they did with my man Hughie talking about his upcoming fight here with Fred Kassi, a fight that I'm highly anticipating. I cannot wait for that fight. Kassi's had some tough decisions in his career. You know, a lot of people thought, including myself, and I made a video after it claiming that I thought he won the fight against Arreola, and I thought he at least could have got a draw against Dominic Brazil. We know he got knocked out by Amir Mansour. We know that fight was going back and forth before that knockout happened. We know Fred Kassi's a tricky guy in there, man. He'll switch from righty to lefty on you. He's a compact guy. He's not a huge guy. He doesn't have massive size. You know, he's only about, 6'1", 6'2", something like that. So he's not a super tall guy. Doesn't have a super long reach, but he's very awkward. He's tough. He'll come in shape. He's a tricky guy to fight, man. Especially when he's switching from righty to lefty. He likes to throw overhand lefts, overhand rights, just depending on what's, if he's fighting righty or lefty, just depending on his stance. Tricky guy, can bend at the waist, slip shots. He's just a tricky guy to fight, man. And I like the route that they have Hughie on, fighting tough guys like Andre Radenko, and he was scheduled to fight Aguilera, but that fight fell through. Ended up getting Gwen. And Gwen was kind of like Aguilera, as far as, a guy that's very tough to stop. I don't think Gwen even had been stopped. Tough guy. And Fury did what he had to do in that fight. The Fred Kassi matchup is going to bring Fury along. It's going to bring him along well in his career. A lot of fans don't want to see the fight. They think Kassi's a bum. You know how fans are. If they never really heard of the guy, or if the guy, has some controversy, draws or whatever, they label him a bum. But he's not a bum to me. He's a good fight to have, international journeyman level, but a good journeyman. He's not a bum. He's not a guy that shows up out of shape, fights every week, just showing up for a paycheck, doesn't have any type of training methods or regimens. He's not that type of guy. And Fury said that in the video. It lets me know that his head's on the, that mentally his head's in the right place, man. And he's not overlooking this guy. And he is truly a young guy. We keep talking about, for some reason, man, it's like when people compare Joshua to Fury. For some reason, and it's probably because Fury's career has been a little bit longer, but it's just like this notion that, like Tyson Fury, for instance, is like this old, veteran, experienced guy, and Anthony Joshua is this young, upstart dude. They're about the same age. I think Fury may be a year older than Anthony Joshua. If there's somebody that's really young, how about my man Hughie Fury? He's only 20, he's a real young guy. He's only 21. He's not 26, 27. Even Joseph Parker's 24. So some of these guys that we're calling young upstarts, which they are young men. I'll be 36 at the end of the year, so I have quite a few years on some of these guys that are 26, 27. But to me, the real young guys is guys like Hughie Fury. And I believe Tom Schwartz is about 20, 21 years old. There's a few guys that, there are some prospects that are really young, but for some reason there's just this misconception, as far as Joshua and Tyson Fury. But back to Hughie Fury, he knows that a fight like this is going to be tough. He's expecting a tough fight. He doesn't think Fred Kassi is a walkover. He actually he's on accord with me and my thoughts about he thinks Fred Kassi beat Chris Arreola. And Fred Kassi was the guy that ruined Chris Arreola's title shot. If you guys don't remember, Arreola was set to fight Deontay Wilder before Spilka got the title shot. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was Chris Arreola all he had to do was beat Fred Kassi, and he was going to get the title shot. He got the draw with Kassi. Then even after the fight, Chris Arreola came out and said that he doesn't deserve any type of title shots. He looked like shit in the fight with Kassi. He said that. I did a video on it. Speaking about his comments that he made, and I gave him kudos. I gave Arreola kudos for that, man, because a lot of guys would have said, oh, man, I won that fight. oh, I wasn't really up for that fight. Now, if this was Deontay Wilder, I would have been up for the fight and so on and so forth. He kept it real. He said, hey, man, I lost that fight. I looked like shit against Fred Kassi. Fred Cassi's a hard guy to look good against. So Fury, I think the goal is to look good in this fight. That can be a goal. It could be a small goal, but if he doesn't reach it, hey, it's fine. It's one fight. You know how boxing is, y'all. Just get past this one to get to the next one. We'll worry about looking good in the next one. But going into the fight, I think the goal should be to look good in the fight. I know Hughie Fury isn't a huge knockout puncher, but maybe he can put some pressure on Kassi and push him back. And but Fury, he's versatile, man. He can fight off that back foot too. And he's a long, tall, rangy guy. So maybe he can make Kassi overcommit and reach with a looping hook, and then maybe he can catch him in between. But at the very least, I think he's going to just outbox Fred Kassi. But I think the goal, just for a mini goal, should be to try to stop Fred Kassi, to duplicate what Amir Mansour was able to do. Although Mansour's a guy that takes more chances, that tries to knock people out. But Hughie Fury, Fred Kassi, going to be a great fight. Just a little quick video on this. I've probably done about 3 videos about this fight already. I'm just excited for it. Excited to see Hughie Fury back in action, one of the young lions in the heavyweight division. If we don't watch out, man, this may be a Klitschko 2.0. We may see the Furies in a few years reigning the division the way Vladimir and Vitaly did. But I guess we'll wait and see, man. There's a gauntlet of tough heavyweights. I love this, man. I love heavyweight division. YTBC. I'm out.